What is going on, Pacer Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice Pacers. Guys, the Indiana Pacers had a really bad game here in this one, losing by 26 to the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. Really off night for the Pacers from the get-go, and it was not a pleasant night to watch the basketball go into the hoop if you're a Pacers fan. Pacers, who had some really good momentum after beating the Clippers, had a really great chance here to kind of move it along a little bit, but just set themselves back even further. Just looking at some of the stats here, Pacers only shooting 40% from the field, Chicago shooting 50%. So clearly an off night for the Pacers. 3-point percentage wise, only shooting 31% versus the Bulls shooting 44.5%. So the shooting wise, much, much better for the Chicago Bulls in this game. Rebounding, the Bulls took advantage of that. 14 more rebounds to the Pacers, 54 to their 40. And assists wise and turnovers wise, it was still pretty close, but the Pacers did have a few more of those than they did. And of course, again, the Bulls dominated in the paint, scoring 60 of their 125 in the paint, and the Pacers shooting only had 38 in the paint today to their 99 points. So again, from every perspective, the Pacers just did not win on the forefront of the shooting. Every single aspect of that, the Pacers were not able to keep up with the Bulls from a shooting perspective. So if you're not going to have games where if you're going to have games where you shoot under 40% from the field, you're not going to win many games. And especially when you're not playing great defense. It's not like the Bulls really were spectacular in their shooting performances, but when the Bulls are able to dominate in the paint, this is how it happens. Now, going to the Indiana Pacers box score here, I mean, in all honesty, like who do I even give credit to on this team? To be honest with you, I think maybe the only guy that you would give credit to is TJ McConnell, but it's even hard to do that because he had the second worst plus minus of the team. Only one guy for the Pacers was a plus today, and that was Miles Turner, who was a +1. A +1. That was the best player from a positive influence on the team when he was on the court. And he finished with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and no assists, 1 block, and that was all that acquired from Miles Turner. Looking just overall at the starting five, goodness gracious, what a nightmare. Pascal Siakam, I don't know what happened with him today. 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Shot the ball. He had 11 free throws attempts today, hit 9 of them, which is overall good, and hit his 1 3-point attempt he had, but from the field, 2 of 7. So did not shoot the ball well at all. Aaron Naismith, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, had 4 fouls though, and only shot 2 of 11 from the field, shot 2 of 9 from 3, so didn't even hit a 2-pointer in the game. Miles Turner also 12 points, like I said, but shot 40% from the field all around. So nothing crazy for him. Nembhard, 18 points today, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Actually was the only one on the team that from the starters that actually shot over 50% from the field today. So Nembhard actually did quite a bit of his job, but was actually the worst starter on a plus-minus point balance scale when it comes to that. So that was crazy. And Halliburton, another off night, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 of 15 shooting, 3 of 11 from the 3-point line. So he ended up only getting 1 of 4 from inside the 3-point line today. So again, nobody on the offense or nobody on the starters actually stepped up really in all forms of everything. And there's really nothing to go into when it comes to the bench because nobody did anything. It's just so strange because I tweeted this earlier, guys. Like the Pacers have, starting with this game, had a 9-game stretch starting with this game where 5 of those 9 opponents have a worse and don't even have a 500 record. They don't have a 500 record. They got to face the Nets a couple times. They have to face the Bulls. They got to face the Hawks. They got to face the Raptors. So you got a lot of these teams in your final 9 games that are not really good teams. And yet somehow, and you not only get beat by that said team, you got demolished. It's like as if you show no effort to be out there. Like you're not taking advantage of the situations that you're in. And I'm not too worried about the Chicago Bulls making a comeback on them. I mean, look, they're 5.5 games back from the Pacers. I'm not worried about the Bulls sneaking their way in. But you're the Pacers, and you're only a game or a game and a half behind 7th and 8th, or in front of 7th and 8th place. The Heat are trying to hang on. The 76ers are trying to hang on. So I'm not worried about them losing their spots on that, but you're trying to go ahead and beat the Magic. But the Magic are picking it up, and you guys are just falling backwards. And you're losing to opponents that you shouldn't be losing to. And also, in the third quarter, when you were down by 20 plus, and then the Pacers brought it all the way back to within single digits. They were down by 7 late in the third quarter. They were down 7 late in the third quarter after being down by, I think it was like 21 or 23. So, I mean, to go from there and then to not be able to capitalize on the lead that you had helped the Bulls lose, and also from Carlisle switching the units up when the unit that was on the floor was actually getting some kind of consistency, and then you just remove everyone off the court. Way to take the momentum away. Way to get the guys off that were actually doing some good. So this team, you obviously can tell, is not coached well when it comes to substitutions in critical moments like that. And they shown you once again that I don't know why the Pacers they play their competition so much. They just are terrible against bad teams, but play well against really good teams. I don't get it. And that'll be helpful when you go into the playoffs. But right now, you're trying to fight for seeding, and you're not going to be able to. At this point, I think the Pacers may just stay at 6, or they may mess around and lose quite a few more games, and they may barely hang on. So the Pacers got to figure it out, man, because they got half of their games left. Half of their games left that they have, the 8 games they have left, are going to be against teams that have worse records than them. And they got to figure it out. They've got to figure out how to start winning the majority of these games. They need to win at least 5 of their last 3. They need to win at least 5 of their last 3 to still hang on there and gain some kind of momentum before the playoffs come around. Because if this is the performance we have to look forward to, it's going to be a quick exit for the Indiana Pacers. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, go Pacers.